Hello everyone. Welcome to Group S presentation on stress in English. My name is Nguyễn Thành Trúc and I am the leader of our group. Our team consists of 5 people: Nguyễn Thị Huyên Trang, Vũ Thị Minh Trang, Đào Khánh Vân, Phạm Khánh Vân, and me. Stress is the pronunciation of a word or syllable with more force than the surrounding syllable or word. Stress is a syllable or word that the pronunciation louder, higher, and longer. There are 4 main levels of stress. Primary stress has its syllable pronounced with the greatest predominance. The syllable with the primary stress is the loudest and longest syllable in a word. It has a very noticeable change in pitch or the word in on-syllable word. Thus, on-syllable gets the primary stress. Secondary stress is a little bit weaker than the main stress in the same sound sequence. Hard stress has no stress but the word is pronounced with full dictionary value. Unstressed, there are the syllables that have no stress as also we run through them and shorten them so much that the vowel in the syllable is almost completely gone. The change in pitch on the vowel is hardly noticeable, but it is there. For cycle convenience, stress can be measured with unstressed, and parts of them are usually referred to as unstressed. In English, stress and unstressed syllable can be distinguished by differences in length, pitch, loudness, or follow quickly as found in the table below. The best way to learn English word stress is by listening and practicing, not by doing written exercise.
Okay, so I will talk about my 5.2 work stress placement, work stress placement. First, I will go to the syllables as singles, unbroken sounds, a spoken or written word. Syllable in English is usually contains vowels and accompanying consonants. In English, usually contains, and sometimes syllables are considered the speed of spoken language, and syllables differ from phonemes in that phoneme is the smallest unit sound, and the numbers of syllables in a word is not related to the number of phonics content. And nevertheless, the stress of English words has the second last syllables is the penultimate or the third last syllables of the word. Okay, so we go into the points. It's 5.2.1. The stress patterns or simple words and derivative words. Here are some general use rules about word stress in English. First is one is vowel sounds and adjective have the stress on the first syllables, but verbs the stress on the second syllable. For example, table is noun. Words ending is in is, isn't, or shan't. Always place the stress on the penultimate, second to last. G's and O's always place the stress on the third form. last syllables. For example, is chronologies, inspirational, or hypotetical. Yes. And all three syllables verb ending in it are stressed on the first syllables and never on the eighth syllable. The stress patterns of more four syllables works in English. It will be determined by one of the rules above of rule 3. And there will be, but is no prefix. A suffix rules applies. The noun is that four syllable will be stretched on the second syllable. And there is no title in general rules with the words beginnings with Greeks or Latin's morphemes. Examples: anesics or anestesic, circumference, antimanes, ecologists, geographers, parameter.
Straight patterns on compound noun words. Typically, an English compound word has two parts, two different words combined together, and the identification of primary stress can be based on its morphological structure. Main stress on the first part. For compound nouns, noun and noun, seaweed, bedroom, someone. Noun and verb in, bird watching, film making, fruit picking. Verb in and noun, driving lights, dining room, living room. Verb and noun, pickpocket, breakfast, stepmother. For compound adjectives, noun and past participle, short-haired, old-fashioned. Noun and inform, fee-paying, time-consuming. Main stress on the second part. For compound nouns, adjective and noun, deep state, fast food. Adjective and verb in, central heating, passive smoking. Past participle and noun, lost property, inverted market. For compound adjective, noun and adjective, smoke free, eye cold. Adjective and noun, second hand, all star. Adverb or adjective and past participle, short-lived, long forgotten.
In English, there are certain words that can be pronounced in two ways, weak form and strong form. Weak form, this word has no stress and so it is weakened. Strong form is the full form of the word pronounced with stress. It's very often that people use weak form when they speak English. The strong form only happens when we pronounce the words alone, or when we emphasize them. A function word that occur in the strong form in the following circumstances: when it's at the end of the alternate, when it shows a contract, when it's cited, when it's used for the purpose of emphasis. It has 5 types: determiner, pronouns, preposition, conjunctions, auxiliaries. Use the weak form when the auxiliary verbs are at the beginning or in the middle of the sentence. Use the strong form when the auxiliary verb is at the end of the sentence and put a stress on it.
This is some example. The first example about verb. I'm not going home, am I? A. They are at school just now. B. He's going to be late. B. Haven't you been here long? Can you come early? Could. I think he could pass the exam. Do you need any help? Does. She doesn't live in London. Does he? Had. I had a car when I was at university. The second example about pronoun. He. She thinks he is handsome. Her. Tom told her that the meeting had been central. Him. I bought him some chocolate. His. That is his last chain. Me. John called me last night. Our. She dropped her coffee on our rug. She. I think she gone to the library. The third example about determiner. I got a new dress. That an apple. Annie, do you have any money? Some. They bought some bread for this morning. Have you seen the front door key? 4. Example about conjunction. And. We need some salt and pepper. But the food is good, but the server is terrible. S. It was as big as an 11. And finally, the example about preposition. At. She worked at night. 4. It is a present for my dad. From. That book is from Julia. Up. That is part of the problem. 2. Are you going to the party tonight?
Hi, I'm Kai. Welcome to Oxford Online English. In this lesson, you can learn about sentence stress in English.
Stress is very important for your English pronunciation. There are many different types of stress in English, and stress is used in many different ways. But wait a minute. What is stress?
Stress means that you pronounce some syllables more strongly than others. More strongly means you pronounce these syllables more loudly, more clearly, and more slowly.
Pronouncing sentence stress correctly will make a big difference to your English pronunciation. You'll immediately sound clearer and more natural when you speak English. Let's start by looking at sentence stress in more detail.
Look at a sentence. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon? In this sentence, there are two kinds of words. Let's call them content words and grammar words.
Content words give you the meaning of the sentence. The content words here are go, coffee, this, and afternoon. If you don't hear these words, you won't understand the sentence. Grammar words don't carry meaning. They're grammatically necessary. They connect the content words together.
Think about it this way. If someone comes up to you and says, "Go coffee this afternoon," you can understand what they mean, even if it sounds a bit weird. So, why are we talking about this? Aren't we supposed to be talking about sentence stress?
The difference between content words and grammar words is the foundation of sentence stress. Content words are usually stressed, and grammar words are usually unstressed. Listen and try and hear the stress. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon?
Listen again. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon? Can you read the sentence with the stress? Repeat after me. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon?
Do it one more time. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon? Let's look at one more example sentence. My phone's broken, so I'm going to buy a new one. Which words do you think are content words and which words are grammar words? Before you answer, you should know one important point. Sentence stress is flexible, and the line between content words and grammar words isn't fixed. So the answers we show you are just the most probable ones. There are other possibilities. So, think about your sentence and which words you think are content words or grammar words. Pause the video if you want more thinking time.
Ready? Here's our suggestion. Again, think about it like this. If you hear the content words, you can understand the meaning of the sentence. Phone broken, going buy new one. If you hear only the grammar words, it doesn't make any sense at all. My, so, I'm, to, By the way, this idea can also really help your English listening. You can see that you don't need to hear every word to understand the meaning of a sentence. If you focus on listening to the stressed words, you can understand someone's meaning, even if you don't hear the unstressed grammar words. Anyway, let's practice this sentence. Can you say the sentence with the stress? Repeat after me. My phone's broken, so I'm going to buy a new one.
Try once more. My phone's broken, so I'm going to buy a new one. Okay, now you know the basics about sentence stress. Let's see what you can do. Look at 3 sentences. Could you get some bread from the bakery on your way here? I heard that the weather's going to be bad tomorrow. He has no idea what he wants to do after he graduates.
So, first of all,